You have probably already heard about the Spotlight series in the featured multiplayer of Forza Motorsport. In this video I want to tell you why I think the developers made some really bad decisions regarding this series and why I think it's gonna be very unpopular because of it. And I also want to give you a warning that if you think about jumping into the series, you know what you're getting into. So what is the Spotlight series if you don't know? It sits in the open events of the featured multiplayer, and it is basically what the name suggests, a spotlight on a specific car, and everyone will have to drive the same car in this event. The car that you drive will change every week, and we already know what car it's gonna be for every week of October. If you don't know, you can check either my video highlighting all that is coming for the month of October, or it's also on the official Forza channel if you want to catch up on that. So for the first week, as you can see here, it's the Dodge Viper 13. So we have the week from the 5th when early access started to the 12th, where you can jump in and yeah, everyone can compete against the Dodge, against each other in the Dodge Viper. What I thought and what made sense to me in my head is that, well, it's gonna be in stock cars, so everyone is on a level playing field. And well, I was wrong on that. And that is the main problem that I have with this series. So I maybe could have figured that out before I started it, because it sits in the open events like the A-Class series that you can see here. You can tune your cars, you can upgrade your cars and basically put them to the maximum of their performance index for their specific class. That made sense to me for the A-Class series. This is what open A-Class, or basically PI class limitation, is all about, contrary to the spec events where you have fixed cars. But for some reason in my head it made no sense to me that you would have the chance to upgrade the cars in the Spotlight series, because the car is only there for 1 week. And that, coupled with the fact that you will have to buy the car if you don't own it and level it to be able to even put any upgrades in, means that I thought it would make no sense that you could upgrade the car in this series. Well, it's not the case. You can upgrade your car. And I found that out the hard way when I tried this series for the first time. I will put up some footage in the background so you can see. And I was really baffled in the beginning when I was driving practice and qualifying, why some people were so much faster than me. Because, as I said, in my head, I thought it made no sense that you can upgrade the car, because I just bought it, it was brand new. I couldn't upgrade it at all, or just very, very limited, because it was just level 1. So it didn't even occur to me to check that. But as I found out later, the people that were so fast were this fast because their car was already leveled and they had put upgrades on and were performance index wise way higher than me and a lot of the other drivers. And that made for a very unpleasant experience in the race afterwards. Because if you are in the stock car, and in this case the Dodge Viper was very low in terms of the performance index class, and you're driving against people who have a max upgraded car in that performance class, there's no competition there. It's just you don't have any chance. And by the end of the race, I think the race leader was 40 seconds ahead of me, and it was a very short race. It was, I don't know how many laps exactly, you can probably see it on screen right now, but it was not very long. So yeah, I think the whole decision making here makes no sense to me, because it would make sense if you want the community to try out a new car every week for there to be a level playing field. And if people are getting the car just for the Spotlight series, they won't have it leveled. And to basically force people, if they want to actually compete against other people in the Spotlight series, to then have to go back to single player, most likely, to level the car, then do the upgrading and tuning, probably spend hours perfecting that, just to be able to do a couple of races in the remaining days of the week. I don't think the decision they made makes a lot of sense here. It kind of feels to me like they put the Spotlight series in the open events because they needed something else here. You can see in the spec events there are 2 that are fixed, and there is 1 that is rotating every week. that makes sense to me, you can jump into this. In this case, it's the GTX sports cars. And you can do that because you just can basically rent the car if you don't own it. And it doesn't matter because it's a spec car. There is a BOP applied, so balance of performance. In open events, that's not the case. So I don't know, it kind of doesn't make sense to me that it is even placed in here. It kind of feels like it's only placed in here because this was fairly empty otherwise, because there's only one spec class series, open class series, sorry, otherwise. I don't know if that's the whole reason or if there's actually something else behind this, but the combination of it being basically a new car, or at least a car that you might not own, and then the requirement to have it leveled and then upgraded to only drive it for the remainder of the week, just doesn't make any sense to me. So just as a heads up for you, if you want to jump in the Spotlight series, make sure that your car is leveled enough, that you have some upgrades, and that you can compete then, because otherwise you're gonna have a very bad time like I did. So I don't want to ramble on this topic anymore. I think I've made my point very clear. I hope they will change this, because like this, I don't think I'm gonna play the Spotlight series very much, if at all, because there's other way more interesting things to me where I don't have to spend a lot of time in single player to be able to compete in multiplayer. So let me know what you think on this topic. Are you in the same boat, or do you think this is totally fine and fair? I really want to hear from you, because I feel like this could be something that maybe we can put forward towards the developers so that we get some changes here, if that is what the community wants. I'm actually kind of curious. So with that, I just want to ask you to maybe subscribe to the channel if you like this and maybe want to see some more content of me. There's going to be a lot of Forza Motorsport content on the channel. And yeah, if you like the video, also hit the like button if you could. And with that, I want to really thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video, hopefully. I've been HD Racing. Thanks for watching.